subscribe.
Hi everybody and welcome. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. Today is another subscribers video. For those of you who don't know, it's basically where you, the subscriber, send me in little video clips of yourself playing anything you like, or working on any particular technique, or maybe you just want to check in with your progress and things. You send me some videos, I edit them, put them back here on YouTube so that everybody can benefit from them, and I'll give you a few hints and tips and pointers and a little bit of a critique and that kind of thing, and some feedback to help you a little bit. So I'm getting a lot of common questions coming up where people are saying, they're trying out a particular technique, maybe vibrato or a different type of bowing, or their bow hold or something like that, or it's sounding a bit scratchy, it's this, that and the other, whatever it is. I'm getting the same old questions coming up. So some subscribers have sent me in videos with said problems that we can all have a look at. I've given them a little bit of feedback to try and help them out. So it's great if you're in that situation as well. So as far as I'm aware, the videos so far have all been from YouTube subscribers, my YouTube subscribers who have been completely self-taught as well, or they've looked at my YouTube videos or other YouTube videos, other online resources, anything like that. So if you're experiencing the same problems, then this might be a good video for you, or these might be a good set of videos for you. So this is a video by Gerald. I'm really sorry if I've mispronounced your name, but hopefully I have it right. He is from New Jersey, from North America. He's sent us in a little clip of him playing Happy Birthday. This is the second video that he's actually sent me, so this is kind of the second video of improvement from the first video that he sent me. So this is the second video. He's playing Happy Birthday for us, so I'm going to show you the clip now, and then after that we'll come back and I'll go through a few little points that I've made. Thank you, Gerald, for playing Happy Birthday for us. The first thing that I noticed, and the first thing that I would probably say, is to probably try and go back and make your bow slightly flatter. I know people have said that I play with a slightly tilted bow. Yes, I do. But when I first started out and when I first teach students, I don't teach them to sort of tilt the bow. It's generally something that sort of tends to happen naturally more once you've kind of got used to certain techniques. When you've progressed to a certain level, you will naturally tilt the bow because you won't be able to do the techniques without tilting the bow. But to start with, I always get people to play flat bowed, so it gives you the perfect angle for your wrist and the fingers on the bow hold and the bow on the strings and everything, rather than trying to do a slightly more advanced technique ahead of your time, if that sort of makes sense. So Gerald is tilting the bow a little bit, but one thing I notice about his fingers only from the angle that I see, unfortunately I couldn't see his bow hand from the other side, only from this side on, but it seems that his fingers are very, very stretched out. His hand looks very, I don't know if you can tell, his hand looks very rigid, almost like this. You need to try and bend your fingers a little bit more, maybe so that they are as far down as the hair. Lots of people try and hold, with their fingertips on the bow. That's not good because it's a little bit unbalanced and precarious. So have your fingers down to almost to the hair and tilt your fingers so that your index finger is tilted, so much so that your little finger is just about to lift off. Don't tilt too much or it will be off, and too little and you're having to sort of bend it and misshape the hand, but just enough so that the little finger is just kind of scraping the tip of the bow there. So tilt it and have your fingers nice and relaxed and bent there. I couldn't tell whether your thumb was bent, unfortunately, from the angle, but your fingers look very rigid and very straight, which means your wrist is going to be up at an angle, and it's going to be very, very difficult to bow because you won't have any flexibility in your wrist. I can't bow down very well at this angle with the fingers this extended because it's not flexible enough, so it's not allowing me to move, and that will kind of hinder you when you want to try and do nice smooth bow movements later on down the line there. So just try and make your fingers a little bit more flexible there. Another thing to mention is the position of your thumb when you're holding with the left hand. I noticed that your thumb seems to be sort of in the middle of your hand. It sort of seems to be where maybe the third finger lies. I'm thinking in piano mode now. It seems to be where your sort of third finger is, where really the thumb should be level to where your index finger is. So your thumb should be here next to your index finger, rather than it seems like your thumb is a little bit too far. So when I put the fingers down, can you see it's almost level with the sort of, with this finger number 2 stroke finger number 3. So it needs to be down where the index finger is. So a good position is where you're holding the neck of the violin, probably between that first kind of knuckle mark there, and you're holding it with the pad of your thumb there. So that way you will get a much better stretch there. So I noticed that when you were doing some of the third fingers and some of the fourth fingers as well, there was a little bit too much of a stretch going on, and I think it's because your thumb was too far over. So your thumb was too far over here instead of being back almost to where that sort of slight bend is in the neck of the violin, which meant that because you were having to do that, that you couldn't stretch you couldn't stretch adequately enough, and you were having to overextend the fingers. If you have your thumb back where it is and your thumb is underneath, can you see how you can sort of levitate off, and you can almost lift, because the thumb is underneath the neck of the violin, you can lift off and your fingers can go anywhere they want to go. So make sure that your thumb isn't too far over there. The bow angle was very, very good, I have to say. With a lot of beginner students, the easy thing to do is to kind of bow almost like you're sawing a piece of wood, as I say to some of my students, where this arm is moving further back than your body. The arm should stay level to your body. It shouldn't go any further back. So when you're bowing, you're just bowing from the elbow. I think I've already addressed this in another subscriber video, so it's the same thing that's coming out again and again. So just try and angle it from the elbow. So he did actually have a very nice straight bow, which was very, very good, and he wasn't moving his arm back, so that was lovely. That was very good. All he would need to do now is put that together with his wrist being a little bit more flexible, and then he would get some really nice smooth looking bows. As much as the bow was going straight and his arm wasn't going too far back, it did still seem a little bit rigid from the bow hand point of view there. I suppose the last point to mention is that the vibrato at the end was excellent. My only criticism perhaps would have been that it would have been nice to just see some more vibrato throughout more of the piece, rather than just at the last note at the end. But it all sounded very, very good. He had a nice movement there. It wasn't as fast as it could be, but you know, for vibrato to be in this development stages, it was very, very good, and it was you know, it had a nice speed to it, and he was doing it in the right way, and his hand was looking good, and everything looked good. So that was very, very good vibrato. So I think that's it for that video. I can't think there's anything else that I need to mention there. So I hope, Gerald, I hope that's been really helpful to you. I hope that anybody else that's in the same boat as him, or perhaps seem like they're having the same problem, or they're in the same situation, or the same thing is happening to them, hopefully that will help remedy your situation as well, and help troubleshoot for you too. So hopefully that's been helpful to someone out there, at least anyway. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you so much to Gerald for letting us all have the video and airing it here on YouTube. Please do contact me if you want to be on subscribers' videos yourself, and we can get that arranged. And thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.
Subscribe.